Feel like a man can teach you how to be a woman?
Yeah, I do.
A man could teach you how to be his woman. But
Well, yeah.
come on, give it to I'm for real. Not a woman in general. I feel like that's something that you learn on your own journey.
If you date the right man, he can show you how to be a good partner. All women do not know. And you can get with a man who don't necessarily show you how to be that person either. There's so many people who got married at young ages and they just did that shit because they felt like that's what was right.
How can I love you properly?
Hold on, man. Look at this. Here go your girl. Can you hear it?
I went on a first date, and when I opened the door, my man was at my front door, and I was like, "Oh, like right." And then he hit me with the Rico. He pulled the flowers out, and I was like, "Wow, this is different, right?" So I'm not even paying attention. I brushed past this, trying to walk by. He closed the door. I immediately went to my group chat. It's weird. He technically did everything that we be saying we be wanting. My mind instinctively, my first thought was he corny. But he really did everything that we want. But
all right, so those two clips right there, right? Poor Minds and Stormy P. By the way, both listen to both of them. So we play y'all clips because we actually support y'all work, by the way.
Is that why? Before we get started today, are we telling the truth?
Sorta.
Okay.
It's going into the holidays. You gotta keep it festive. but no, like so you have Lex. Was that Lex speaking? Or was that Dre?
Yeah, that's my baby speaking.
All right, so Lex is speaking, and she's like, a man can show you how to be a woman, right? Which I wholly disagree with, by the way.
Yeah,
I think that's been part of the problem when it comes to dating is that as men, we have taken on very, very emotionally immature individuals of the opposite sex, and have hope that we can raise them to a level, right? Not, of what we need in a partner.
Okay,
and you can't do that. You can't. Right. They have to come 100% fully functional and wholly healed
and perfect.
Not perfect, just healed, right? Because men don't demand perfection. Like we really, really don't.
We really don't. Well, it's hard to when I'm supposed to be the provider, the protector.
Yeah, and you got to pitch in.
Yeah. It was funny because I was talking to Teak. Shout out to Teak. She was going to try to come today. I told her, I said, take your ass to Atlanta. I didn't even prepare Mike for what craziness you about to say.
That's a 2-hour show.
Facts.
We can do it next Thursday.
Look, we could. And the joke is, so I'm talking to her and she's this dude who she curved, right? Yeah. They get back together. He curved her. Then he joins a frat at like 40. No comments there because I might do it.
Keep going.
So anyway, he hit her up this weekend, even though he in Charlotte, she in Atlanta. He's talking to her, whatever. And I told her, I said, yo, stop talking to him. And she was explaining something. And I told her, shout outs to me being nice to Mike. I said, every time I explain something to Mike, because certain things I can't relate to because I've been married and I've been with my girl for so long. And I said, it's so funny because every time I have a story to tell, Mike goes, that had to happen when you was young because that's some young boy shit. And I always go, absolutely. Yeah. And I told her, I said, he's either very immature or he wants you to accept him broken.
Yes.
And he's willing to waste your time and energy in your prime of him not dealing with his trauma and dating you. And I said, you got to get away from that.
Yeah, man. Trauma or just bad habits. Because I think sometimes we make things like, oh, it's trauma. Some shit just bad habits, right? Because we enjoy doing it. And like, I was actually talking to a young lady and she got like upset at me about something. And
no way.
I know, right? No way, right? So, and the thing is, like, if you get upset with me, I don't really get angry, right? When I was younger, I used to get mad. And then when I got old, I just like, yo, like, they're not where you are. And I think sometimes, like, when you're talking to somebody, like, okay, are we going to have a conversation, right? Mm-hmm. It's funny. This is a good segue to what we're going to talk about at the end of the pod, but we'll skip it, right? But, are you mature enough to have the conversation? Like, so one of the things that I told the young lady, she is nice to me, right?
Okay.
But I tell her, like, yo, it's a difference between niceness and kindness, right? I could tell the difference, right? I could tell you being nice because you want something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just like you want the yum yum, right? I can tell why you're being nice, right? I can set a clock to your goddamn 28 days, right? Like, I know why you're being nice to me. And I don't have a problem with that, right? But I was like, but when you're not getting your way, I said, you're not nice, right? When you're not getting your way, you're actually insulting, right? She tried to be condescending, but she can't because you gotta go down to be condescending. So it's just insulting. Right?
I cannot stand this guy. Well, your girl came back with a follow-up clip.
Oh, she had a follow-up clip?
Hold on, man.
I think this is gonna play right into what I was about to say.
Hold on, man. We about to see.
It's gonna play right into what I was about to say.
You know, they always, and I love when I don't fucking find it. Oh, here we
viral
go.
of me saying that a guy showed up to my house with flowers and was at my door and everything.
I immediately went to my group chat. Just weird. By the time we got to the restaurant,
I love
my
the hot
follow-up
bun.
text was, y'all, that's my bad. I just realized I ain't.
So let's start with, the only reason I thought that man was corny is because I didn't like him.
Boom.
Boom.
Because best believe.
Hold on. And that is my problem when I speak to women.
Boom.
It's hard for me, and I'm trying not to get cussed out because it is the holidays, and I'm too busy, so y'all gonna attack me and win in the argument, and I don't like that. That is my problem when I speak to young ladies or I speak to like people who are dating, and most time it's the ladies, and I it's like, well, I didn't like him anyway, and they shit on him, and it's like, why did you go to dinner?
Why did you go out with him, right?
Why did y'all go get drinks? Why did y'all go to this place? Well, I was bored.
And here's the thing, right? When she first tells the story, she's like, yo, I'm finding everything that he do as being weird, right?
Well, first of all, she said my man. That was a key word for me in the first video. She was like, my man showed up to my house.
Yeah.
Not a man.
Hey, man, my man.
My man.
Yeah.
But you didn't like your man.
You know what? Real talk, dudes catching, whoever this dude is, he's catching a lot of strays for being massively attractive and nice to a woman. Think about that. He's being nice. He's being accommodating. He's being catering. He's listening. And he is catching nothing but strays.
Well, we had a podcast episode called Good Dudes Finish Dead
Last. Damn, boy, you beat me to it.
Look, man.
I'm talking too slow. Gavin trying to speak through the pod. He got something to do today.
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing. I wonder if my wife gonna cook. I don't think I'm getting food tonight. You know?
But it goes back to that pod, right? When we made that pod, actually probably one of our most popular pods,
Absolutely.
Right? Nice guys finish dead last.
Absolutely.
Women do not want you. This is why I tell y'all all the time. Stop doing these dinner dates, man. Stop chasing a woman down, bro, that's not interested in you. Now sometimes a woman will tell you no because she got pissed at you. Right? I had somebody and I said something stupid. And she was just like, you know what?
Did the deadline pass? Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah. She was like, I was gonna block you, and I was just like, yo, that wasn't what I was trying to say. You know, sometimes things don't really translate through text.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I was like, I'm still gonna see you though, and she was like, how you still gonna see me? And I told you I'm about to block you. I was like, 'cause I still want to see you. Like, yo, you still gotta shoot your shot, bro. Like, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? But if a woman, like, you know, this is her laughing and stuff, right? Like, if she was 100% adamant, was like, yo, fuck you, don't call me no more, never see you, again.
Bro.
Depending on what she look like, I still might shoot my shot.
No.
But
she took consent.
she took consent to see her. I'm asking for consent. Yeah. I'm like, yo, are you like, hey, I don't know. Like, do you want to give me a second chance or not? But anyway, long story short. As men, man, like, look, if a woman's not interested, bro, stop offering all this extra. Like, dude bringing flowers, walking to the door, probably took her somewhere nice. She didn't say where he went, right? But I'm pretty sure he went somewhere above and beyond. And she's like, yo, I ain't even attracted to dude. Yeah. And then she gave the dude name that she is attracted to, and basically said that dude would not have to do anything. And she busted wide open for him on the first night.
She said she giving him got 10,000.
Bro, I don't know what men's got to hear, bro.
Bruh,
you ain't listening.
If you ain't listening, it's because you don't want to, and it's because you want to be a part of this madness. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. I want to welcome y'all. I'm pretty sure this is episode 119. I'm still keeping up. It was funny because I ran into some people this weekend, and we're going to get to Thanksgiving in a little bit. But I was telling them, I'm like, yo, y'all should go listen to episode 30 or 35. And I was like, never mind, Mike deleted that shit.
So, we just removed all the bad ones, man.
Facts.
I got to go back and listen to it. I got
that shit bad.
Yeah, besides the audio, like what we were talking about.
Some weird shit.
Yeah, so
about you getting tied up or tying people up. They was confused in the comments, man.
That was last week, man.
Yeah, but we got
not confused. Everybody knew what I was saying there. Y'all was trying to be funny. But I don't mind your jokes. So. Can't do a public pod if you're not willing to take a stray.
So Thanksgiving passed by. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was a good time, man. I went and hung out with the fam in Pomeria, South Carolina.
Where the hell is that?
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's a little small town. It's probably between Winsboro and Newberry.
Okay, then.
Yeah, it's a little small town.
It was funny. Pull up at Thanksgiving, and I think we're getting to the spot, and I told you about this off mic, and I mentioned it here. I think we are about to start getting to the spot where either friends and family are about to start using the opportunity to question us about our takes on the pod. And it was funny because I saw a family member. I ain't gonna say who. You know what I'm saying? But he had some strong words on social media on some takes, right? And I saw this nigga at Thanksgiving. He was quiet. He sat in the corner. He minded his business, and it was all good. But I was looking at. I was just waiting. You know, and then
because that's how people are on the internet, man. On the internet, everybody goes in, and then when you like, all right, we can have this conversation in person. Everybody like, well, I mean, I ain't really have an opinion. I was just doing what was popular in the comment section.
And then, you know, it was funny because one of my little cousins, shout out to Michaela, she listens. First, I don't even put the bags down. When y'all gonna drop to YouTube? I only watch y'all on YouTube. I don't like to listen to y'all. I'm like, oh my God. I said, yo, and then I lied. I was like, yo, if I get to the studio tonight, I'll push publish. Because I had it uploaded. I forgot to hit publish.
Yeah.
And she was like, you ain't going there tonight. I'm like, man, whatever. Shout out to Michaela. Make sure you get out of college.
Hey, appreciate y'all for showing on YouTube as the subscribe base. Numbers are growing.
Yeah.
Please like and share. Like, hey, we do appreciate all y'all.
Facts.
Great 2023.
And you know what? I think I said this last year on the pod during Thanksgiving. I'm going to say it this year. I'm starting to realize that I'm not the young boy in the room no more. Like,
no, man, you almost an unk age.
I am. You know
coming
what?
up on unk age. You're not quite there.
One of my cousins, man, she's 17, and me and her sitting down. She play basketball, right? And she a tomboy, so I like her, and I like her because she like to talk. And so she was looking at me doing my prize pick. She was like, nah, bro, I just wouldn't even select that. And so me and her laughing, man. Me and her was cool. And then I see like my cousins do the little walk. You know, they got to go smoke weed. But you know, the little walk that we used to do. Well, I never got to do it. They used to tell me to keep all the grown folks, you know, attention.
Let everybody know where they at.
Well, yeah, they used to have me just sit there talking to the old folks. When I was a young kid, my cousins used to make the walk. I used to just sit there and still talk everybody's head off. But it was cool though, man, seeing everybody. My cousins, man, they younger than me. They kids the same age as mine. And, you know, my sister and my other cousins who are my age, who have 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? They kids not even there because their kids get to be wherever they want to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And my kid, you know, he running around with my cousins that's 19, 20 and they kids. So it was fun, man. It was cool. And I'm going to say this. My sister did press me about last pod.
What did she wanted to talk about?
Once she pressed me about me talking about church, because she said all the church folks gonna know who we was talking about.
I mean, that's what it is.
But, and I'm gonna say this before we get there. Family members look goofy. Like when you talk to family members, it's like, yo, what y'all beefing about?
Yeah.
And it's like old beefs from way back in the day, and they still don't talk.
Yeah.
We got to stop that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have any beef with any of my family members, though.
Me either. Like
I don't have any beef in general. I'm too old for beef, man.
Nah, I ain't too old for that.
I'm too old for beef.
Because I had a podcaster DM me a couple days ago on some bullshit. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to bring this up to Mike. Because then I'm going to have to do a reel.
I want to hear about it.
But me and my sister, we got onto the beef about the new Survivors Act. The Survivors Act of New York.
In New York.
And all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I know we skipping. We'll get to Malika Andrews in a little bit. But it was interesting. So for those who don't know, what is the actual act called? I
don't know. We just do Survivors Act in New York City.
Yeah. So basically, what it was for a full year, despite the statutes of limitations, you could file a claim of assault, sexual assault, stuff like that. And it was a wide range. And what happened is Friday was the deadline. And if you filed by Friday, you now have an additional year to get your civil case in order.
Yeah.
And we saw everything from Axel to Jimmy Iovine to more Diddy news. Diddy, boy, you just said you stepping down from Revolt, and that was smart.
All right.
My goodness.
2016, Grassley led Senate Judiciary Committee's effort to unanimously approve the Survivor Bill Act, which he co-authored with Shaheen. The legislation guaranteed rights for survivors of sexual assault in federal cases. Oh, this is why it was filed in federal court. And led to 21 states adopting similar legislation. So basically, yeah, it looked like it extended, I guess, whatever the time frame was. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Oh, so we got, I guess the one that hurt me the most was Jamie, because that's my guy. And we'll get to Jamie.
Undo the injustice created by a short statute of limitations that failed to account for how long it takes for survivors to process and overcome the trauma of sexual abuse.
Can we tell the truth? I'm asking you.
It's
Mike ain't
holidays, man. It's holidays. It's holidays.
Mike said he wants to have a fun pod. Ain't nothing fun about this pod until the end. Is this fair or foul? Do you think there should be a statute of limitations on like sexual abuse, sexual assault, and stuff like that?
Okay, so the question,
it's such a tough question.
So the question has to be like, so you can take emotions out of the question. The question has to be, if there is a criminal act, right? Mm-hmm. Do we believe that criminal act should have a statute of limitations, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to ask the questions of, well, why are we creating a statute of limitation, right? Do we believe that people change? Do we believe that people memories misremember, right? Is it used for retroactive punishment? So it's not about, assault, rape, murder, robbery, thievery, all those things. It really is about the ideal of if you live in y'all know I'm a religious studies major, right? Mm-hmm. If you live in a Judeo-Christian society, right, that actually has the principles of scapegoating and resetting of sins and different things of that nature, this is probably more than likely the basis of where these laws come from.
Oh, facts.
With statute of limitations, right?
Facts.
Now, how you feel and how you forgive, that is different. But if you're talking in the legal sense, right, and if legally we're basing how our laws are written on the ideal of Judeo-Christian values, right, Jewish, Hebraic, values, right? Yeah. Then yes, there's going to be expiration dates on how long your sins last. Now, if you're saying that's unfair, right, then that's a conversation of philosophy, right? It's not legalism anymore. And that's the problem is we keep trying to have these conversations of philosophy in legal sense, right? Like what's right versus what's the law? Yeah. Those two things can actually be different.
Yeah, and I don't know if you answered my question, but
I was just thinking to myself, I am a good bullshitter.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's smart. Look, that's why he's the smartest one on the podcast. I look at it like this. Criminally, I do think certain crimes should not have a statute of limitations. And I can't say, if I punch somebody, I don't need nobody coming 30 years later and be like, I'm about to make you foul. I'm not for assault, right? But it's not even there. I do think that I have a problem with them extending several cases of this magnitude if we're not going to extend the criminal. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
And because if you didn't foul, let's take Marcus Wiley. Right. And I don't want to single that brother out, but we got to single him out. I don't know what happened. I ain't saying I've met him once, which is funny.
Yeah.
Of course, super cool with me. I'm not saying he could or could not have done this because I don't know him. I've ran into him. He was super cool. Cool. But we done. In 93, if you're going to tell me 20 years later that, hey, we're not going to charge him with rape, but we will make him pay, then I have a problem with that. Was like, nah, let's charge him too. Like, let's throw that in. Because what happens is, if I'm Marcus Wiley, and let's say I didn't do this, because Jamie Foxx said he's going to fight it.
Yeah.
Now it's come out that the woman who filed these claims against Jamie Foxx, her case has been thrown out of court twice before.
Yeah.
Because the judge just tosses it, right? So now somebody like Marcus Wiley might say, I'm on Fox. I got my own sports show. I'm moving up in the ranks and Shannon has left. So my show, whatever. You know what? She only want to settle for $100,000. It's going to cost me $150 for my lawyers to fight this for the next 2 years.
More than that.
Let me settle with her for $75.
Yeah.
And now it looks like, I settled this. And now it gives multiple people the opportunity. But I believe it does causes Marcus Wiley to say, I need to fight the charges if you're telling me you're going to charge me with this, because now we can go to court and guess what happens? We found him not guilty, and now in these civil courts, then it's like a whole nother situation.
Yeah, because civil, the bar is lower.
So low.
So, again, right, I said last week or either the week before last, we're not really mature enough to have a lot of these conversations, right?
Facts.
So, again, when we look at, to answer your question a little bit more succinctly, there's this idea of reasonable doubt, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how, it's the ideal of if you're not 100% sure somebody's guilty, then they're not guilty, right? And it's called the Blackstone ratio. I didn't remember that. I had to Google it, but I knew I knew the saying, right? There's a saying where it's better that 9 men go free than one innocent person. 99 men go free. Then 99 guilty men go free. instead of one innocent person being prosecuted. Now, that's not how law is practiced. If you look at our execution
Especially
stats,
if you're not black.
yeah, I'm about to go there. If you look at our execution stats in this country of people that DNA evidence has exonerated post-execution, it is insane. This country has no problem prosecuting innocent black men. Because of that, I am sensitive to when we are thrown out there to like be an example of something that happens, right? Now, to talk to like the ideal of 99 guilty men go free and one innocent man, right? The way that the story goes is that Judge, what is it called? Blackstone. So Judge Blackstone is talking to a Chinese professor, and the Chinese professor then asks him, it's better for whom, right? Because those 99 guilty men have violated 99 people, right? But, you know, are we saying that the innocent life is worth that much, right? To whereas everyone else that is hurt, right? Well, to save this innocent person, right? To make sure that one innocent person isn't falsely accused, are we okay with the other 99 people being hurt? And I think that's a conversation to have. I think that's a smarter conversation. I think that conversation gives us insight into like, you know, how much we can actually hurt somebody. Yeah. You know, and I think that conversation allows for like, for the ideal of what's Marcus Wiley going through, right? You know, are we going to see Josh Giddey get hit as hard as Marcus Wiley?
Oh, I got
or Jamie Foxx?
Josh Giddey, your advice is coming up soon.
I don't have any advice for Josh Giddey.
I'm going to help the white man. And you know what? Going back to this mature thing, I say this a lot, and I don't mean to use this as like you know, my favorite DJ Vlad joke is when every episode he loves to say like, oh, BMF flew me out. That's like his stone, his like hold on to, right? And I remember growing up, my dad used to always tell me about his glory days playing baseball, right? I'm not trying to make me working at the Ritz-Carlton my glory days thing, but seeing a lot there, I'm surprised that we didn't have a lot more cases, to be real with you, especially when we're talking about the entertainment industry. We talking about New York. We talking about the music industry. We talking about actors. I'm super surprised. But they had a whole year. So, which is crazy. In the last 48 hours, we hear about all this, but we didn't hear about it the last 363 days.
Well,
right?
I mean, so one of the things that could be true could be the fact that most of these men are not that mean or terrible or abusive or right, like you know most of these guys are actually getting consent, right? Maybe. You know, I mean, I'm saying like a lot of it has to be, you know,
or it could have been a lot of settling.
It could have been that though. It could have, you know, it could have been a lot of dubious consent. And you like, hey, what happened that night, right? Like I was drinking too, right? Like there could be so much that goes on that, like, while all these cases did hit to your point, the vast majority of we didn't see 1,000 names, right? Yeah. It's all like 10 or 15.
10 or 15. Yeah. But my thing is like being around, seeing stuff, you be surprised that a lot of people ain't foul. And not saying that they're guilty. I believe some people are fouling because, yo, this is a quick 30, 50 grand.
It's what they call it? Unabated to the basket. Look, right? If someone got a breakaway layup, and you stop them mid-court, that's free throws, right? Yeah. This is free throws right now. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that people and I think that goes to this mature conversation. There is this thing where men are addicted to power, and I respect that and I understand that because you see it, right? One of my favorite lines at the when I was working for Marriott was they say, hey, we're empowering you to we had this thing where we could spend up, I think it was either $2,000 or $25,000 on any guest that we up to $2,500 on any guest per day. Yeah. So that means if you came in, you had a terrible day, I had $2,500 that I could invest in you that day to make your experience at the Ritz-Carlton that much better. If your brother was sitting beside you, that means I had $5,000. But it had to be 25, you know, whatever, right? That shit sounds beautiful until I have to speak to about 5 white men before I can get you, you know, giving you $100 food credit, right? And so you realize like, yo, there's a certain amount of power that goes into life at work, whether it's at school, whether it's in your relationships. And then the other mature question that, and I understand that men abuse that power. As being a man in certain places, especially when you're the only black man there, especially when you're the youngest person of color in the room, you understand that, yo, you lose so much. It's only but so much power. It's like this false sensibility of power, right? Yeah. I also understand because I was at these hotels, right? I seen chicks who knew that the man room she was in was married. I've seen chicks come back once he's out of the room. It's like, yo, I need to go in there and see what's in there.
Yeah.
I've seen chicks literally call. It's like, yo, I'm trying to get nut out of me. You see some wild shit, right? And I say that to say you grow up and, I'm 21 there and I'm realizing like, damn, it's a lifestyle I don't even know fucking about, right? We used to have a ball staying at the Ritz for $50 a night.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
You are getting accustomed to this, and you see women that become accustomed to a lifestyle that they will do whatever it takes not to get that shit.
Not to lose their lifestyle, but again, first off, so take what Stormy P just said, right? When she was just like, yo, this dude was corny. I don't really like the way that he bought flowers and walked me to the car and he did all the sweet things, right? And then, she caveated, in the next pod by saying, you know what? If he was a man I wanted, he wouldn't have had to do any of that and I would have gave him the Gawk 3000, right? Mm-hmm. All right, that is a moment of honesty, right? So I'm not saying that she's wrong. I'm not saying that she's doing anything wrong, right? She's 100% well within her rights to feel that way, right?
Facts.
But what I'm saying is like, we don't really get that kind of honesty most of the time. We're trying to have these conversations, right? Yeah. Stormy didn't have that conversation, right? Stormy just looked in the camera and was like, hey, I'm making content and I'm going to explain myself and double down.
Facts. Double down.
And I love a good double down.
And we said this last week and I close it with this. I hope we do get to that point where black people, especially, I don't know if we put a name on that bullet, but we talking about black people. Yeah. Where we could have these mature conversations of the middle. Yeah. Because then we could talk about men who get so like in love with power that they just take advantage of people, right?
I don't think we want to have that conversation because I believe that it's too much fun to be unaccountable. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have any responsibility and you still get to show up and do everything that everybody else get to do, why the hell do you want responsibility?
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get to just show up to the party, drink, party, boink who you want to and go home, right? But somebody else got to pay the tab. At what point are you ever going to go and say, you know what? Hey,
split the bill.
We split the bill, right? That's never happening. Facts. So the only thing we can do is we have to it's going to sound crazy. We got to move the party somewhere else. They got to keep showing up to the Ritz and it's like, yo, we ain't even at the Ritz. We at the W. Yeah.
Mike want to go to the W so bad.
Hey, that's my spot right there, man.
That is his spot. I am a Marriott baby.
I think Marriott on all of them now, though. Yeah. Real talk. I think they're on the W too.
I think they do. We got to check Atlanta, and if they do, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have to edit all these parts out.
We got to do the summer and hit the pool at the W in Atlanta.
Absolutely, man. Or we can go to another country. My wife said I can go.
Let's go to W Bogota.
Put that in the group chat, Ryan. See if she'll let me go. She'll let me go with Ben. Ryan, I don't know, because he's not nice. Josh Giddey.
You know what? Look, when are they gonna take that serious?
They not. Huh. And that's my problem. I'm getting tired of black folks, and black people give me some grace. I'm getting tired of us comparing Josh Giddey to John Morant in his situation, and I know it's like low hanging fruit, and it's the easiest thing. So for y'all who do not know, Josh Giddey, he's 21. He plays for the OKC Thunder. He looks like the classic white boy band member.
He it's crazy. He's from Australia, but he comes off very Orange County.
Yeah. He looks like a surfer. Here, he definitely tucks his hair behind his ears. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And apparently it came out 2 days before Thanksgiving. Yeah. Like it had to be the day after our podcast because we would have led.
We would have jumped on this if it would have came.
Yo, we might have to start moving the podcast to like Thursday because Tuesday and Wednesday y'all get y'all shit off and then it'd be go time. But we really, I have us recording on Tuesday because y'all kept saying that Joe Budden be stealing our shit or we be stealing his shit. And now if you listen to the last 3 episodes, yeah, all right.
Y'all were coming at us like we were stealing his stuff and we were just like, bruh, we actually record before them.
I told Mike, I said we got to start doing this Tuesday. And that's why I always publish on Tuesday. Yeah, so there ain't no confusion.
It was like, man, okay, yeah, they were coming at us a little hard.
Yeah, they was in the comments. But Josh Giddey came out that the young lady, she was in high school. I think they've now figured out that she's currently 16 or 17. And it's been a mess. She posted on Snapchat that she slept with him. I don't know why that is a stat. Remember when the girl who she got like that from the Patriots? Who was the tight end? Amendola. What was his name?
I don't remember.
I don't the Patriots.
I don't remember.
But anyway, it was like the tight end. He used to run all the slant routes.
They're not the tight ends. Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. He used to run all the slants.
Yeah. That would have been Amendola.
Yeah,
allegedly, if we're talking about the right person.
Yeah. No, it was him.
Yeah.
After the Super Bowl, some girl she was grown.
Yeah.
But she posted like, "Oh, I just smashed."
Yeah.
And it's the Super Bowl, and everybody like killed her. It was like, "Yo, what stat is that you posted that you slept with somebody?"
Yeah.
Anyway, this young girl did this. She's literally a young girl, not the shit I be saying. But I'm still gonna get on y'all about that. She was a kid. I'm calling her what she is. She a kid. She a teenager. She a kid. Now, when this dropped, my first thing was, what was your first thoughts?
I mean, for one, it's the internet, right? So I know you always tell me that I believe everything on the internet. I really don't. I do get got by the internet probably like 10% of the time. But so when I saw it,
40.
Okay, 25.
Okay.
All right. So when I saw it, I was just like, my first thought is, y'all already know where Pastor Mike Will from Black Dad's Club about to go. My first thought was, is he going to get ran on ESPN? Is he going to be on First Take? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this going to be a topic, right? Because I know you say you don't want to compare it to the Ja Morant situation, but when I listen to local sports radio, they were talking about Ja Morant, right?
Before it happened. They knew he must have had a gun in the car.
Yeah, right. Like, they're talking about this all the time where we were unsure if a crime had been committed, right? So I was like, yo, I wonder if Josh Giddey going to get that, right? Hell, I mean, if we just go back to the Kobe situation, right? I know we're talking about 20 years ago, and in theory, you could say these are two totally different things.
Malika doesn't care about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But the Kobe situation, and he was not guilty, right? But that situation was on every show all the time, right? So again, my question was, I wonder if Josh Giddey, right, is going to get that type of exposure.
Facts.
And once again, it is being low-key Dana White, not as much as Dana White.
Yeah. But
it's like it's like everybody's like, well, let's get all the information. When the hell we done did that shit before?
Yeah, facts. Time to shoot white men some bail. Here we go.
To our few white listeners, appreciate y'all.
Yo, man, they don't even want to hear about this shit. That's one cool thing about having a dad pod with white listeners. They like, yo, don't talk about that. That's embarrassing. I told her guy today, I said, yo, Josh Giddey is not even top 5 famous person on his team.
No, I mean, Shea is definitely
Chet.
Yeah, he'd be the third. He's the third most famous.
Now he is.
No, he was the third most famous. Come on, man. If you know basketball, you know who Josh Giddey is. I mean,
not really. We knew him because
it's Chet. It's Shy. It's definitely Chet.
It's somebody else on their squad.
You see, can't even remember. It's Josh Giddey.
Yeah, so then
it is Josh Giddey.
Yeah, I knew who Josh Giddey was before this, right?
Yeah.
So we talking about somebody who's a top 3 most famous person on their team.
Yeah.
In one of the smallest markets in the league.
Yes.
Memphis is also a small market.
I was just about to say Memphis.
It is
a tiny city.
The problem is, in a small city, Ja Morant was probably top 5 most popular player in the NBA.
Fair.
So there's that comparison, and I'm not even gonna run from it. One is black and one is white. I'm not even.
There you go. That's where I'm at with it.
Matter of fact, that meant to be first.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I'm at with it.
So then I get to this. Yo, we can get out of this Josh Giddey situation. I'm about to give y'all the play-by-play. To Josh Giddey.
Not Black Dad's Club.
Oh yeah, just Gavin.
Oklahoma City. This ain't got shit to do with, doesn't have anything to do with Gavin either. Not defending any of this shit.
Oh yeah. No, Josh Giddey, you nasty, and I hope you got to get suspended. I've already said it. He got to be suspended. I think I texted the group chat. I'm like, yo, how he playing tonight?
Dude, I mean, they had a standing ovation.
Bro, my thing was when he got up there and he said he did the little hair tuck. He was like, I know the questions, but right now I can't talk. That let me know you slept with her. That's all. Now, and I'm still gonna give you the advice. That let me know you slept with her. That let me know that nobody has been paid off yet. And to me, for the NBA, that was the NBA time to say, yo, you know how the NFL has their little list where the commissioners list?
Yeah.
Adam Silver, I don't know how you don't have that list.
Yeah, he need to be on the
he got to go sit down.
Commissioner's list. Yeah.
The other reason why we can erase this. If y'all think the NBA, the OKC Thunder, and Josh Giddey's $40 contract that he got back at an Australia ain't finna pay this girl to shut up. If y'all think that money ain't finna get exchanged, because by the time that Josh Giddey representatives get done, this young lady would have said that I never posted that. I was lying when I posted that on Snapchat, and I've only met him a couple of times. Also in her statement, it is going to say, I met him at a frat party. I told him I was 19. He never asked me for my ID. Josh Giddey is going to say, I met her at a party. He's about to take the R. Kelly approach. Sorry if y'all don't like R. Kelly. I know y'all don't, but R. Kelly got some hits. That ain't the topic.
Yeah.
We about to take the R. Kelly approach. And for those who do not know, even though we killed R. Kelly approach was, I met her in the club where you had to be 21 and over. I don't know how she got in there. And I did have relations with that woman. But, let's muddy the waters. The waters is about to get so muddy with Josh Giddey that by the time we get done, he's going to miss some games. And next year, it's going to come out that, I never said I slept with her. It's plausible.
I could definitely see them muddying the waters. But again, like even taking, if you take like the R. Kelly approach, I mean, before R. Kelly ever went to jail, I mean, we kind of low key but boycotting R. Kelly for the longest, right?
I mean, yeah.
we still step in the name of love when it came on, but we but we wasn't really trying to like support R. Kelly. We was kind of like, yo, like, dude, what's going on with you? Like, you gotta chill.
I played 12 play like a month ago.
Yeah,
that shit go hard.
And it was like, that is a hard album.
Which one is better, TP2 or 12? The first one,
man. Those both classics. It's both classes, man. I know, like, hit it hard from the back.
Come on, man. Come on.
Pull around to the front. I know you heard a lot of tracks. 12 plays with that, but that album got a lot of play, as you can see. A lot of nights that album was on.
Yo, man. R. Kelly, stop doing R. Kelly, if you listen to this in jail, stop doing interviews, bro.
Please stop doing interviews, bro.
A couple of y'all gotta shut up.
Still, yeah.
R. Kelly, Marcus Houston.
Marcus Houston, please shut up.
Please don't never represent black men.
You know what? That's probably the closest example to Josh Giddey, right? Would be like Marcus Houston.
No, Josh Giddey actually smashed a 16-year-old. Marcus Houston, we got to assume that he did, and that's not fair to Marcus.
It's not fair to Marcus Houston. But
especially when he denied it.
Yeah. So, but we bang on him for that. My whole point is like, yo, in our community, we bang, right? And and everybody like to be like, yo, there's this
just a wild topic to keep saying bang on, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a terrible topic.
It's
terrible
so
topic to say bang
It's
on.
the holidays.
But I'm saying it in basketball sense. You got to be thinking about basketball. We just talked about John Morant and Josh Giddey because I used to be a hooper.
Go ahead, Mike.
But anyway, I don't forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, my point being is a lot of times we like to be like, yo, no, we gotta hold ourselves accountable, right? We love to have that conversation. No, this is us holding, this is us keeping black men accountable. I'm always gonna say I'm gonna shoot bail because we always get held accountable. Fact. We don't get to be unaccountable, right? But there's constant situations, right? Like Malika looks sick. Let's trying to talk about this last night. She looks sick. Like I was like, yo, Malika got COVID? Like what? She all right?
She should have said she had COVID.
Yeah, she wasn't all right. So it's like, yo, like the same way that they Dana White everything, bro. I'm a Dana White shit over here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this: if you do not follow basketball, if you don't follow the NBA, if you don't even know who Malika is, and if you don't know that her sister look better than her. Stop talking about why black men are questioning Malika on this situation. Because for y'all who don't know, black men been questioning Malika for a year. It actually took white men to start pointing it out to make it popular.
Yeah.
But y'all not even finna kill white men about it because you don't know. And for those who do know, yeah, Malika do look sick. And shout out to her comments. It's nothing but Josh Giddey memes and gifts all in her comments. Because when it is the opportunity, you want to say,
with this Brandon Ingram, you bringing it up on his draft night of something that he literally was not even a part of.
Yeah, find out he wasn't a part of.
Yeah.
Or it's Ime Udoka, you bringing up something from like 2009 about him fighting somebody. It's like, yo, what are we talking about? Dang, this is the wildest turn. Speaking about more black women, I want to bring y'all to the front of the congregation, man. I know I'm not even the assistant pastor. I think I want to be head of the usher board in your church.
you be head of the usher board.
Because I used to be an usher back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Being an usher was fun, man. We don't never talk about the cool church jobs and the ones that you knew like, yo, this nigga is lame. I couldn't play an instrument. I felt like everybody wanted me to be a pastor, and I couldn't do that. Like, I was in the streets. We're going to talk about the suburbs.
The streets, the violent streets of the suburbs.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But
Lake Norman.
But yeah, I loved being an usher was cool, man. But as the head of the usher board, I got to bring y'all to the front. Sexy Red, I'm here to say, I got word from a security guard that saw Sexy Red who worked at a concert venue that Sexy Red performed at. He said it's all fake. He said she's respectful. She talks well. He didn't say she spoke intelligent. That's why I said highly well weird. But you know what? For him to say she was not like how she is on TV, she's very like respectful. She speaks well. And he emphasized she is a sweet girl.
Yeah.
Lets me know. And then it's not like I needed Sexy Red to tell me this. It lets me know that the music industry is in the business of hiring entertainers to embarrass black folks.
Well, I think it's the ideal of, you know, when black folks do wild craziness, right? Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where they get to disassociate from it and just watch it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, you know, we don't really, and I think even we dissociate from it because we'll watch it and then we'll be like, yo, well, that's not me, right? That's not my people. That's not people that I know. But then when you look at like how are you seen, right? Like how am I seen as a black man, right? It's never from the sense of those of us who are educated, sophisticated. Like even when you think of like, you know, the quote unquote good black person, right? It's still not the ideal black person, right? It's not you and I, right?
Yeah.
It's the Barack Obama. Like Barack Obama isn't what we are as black men.
Okay.
Right? Like, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, like, he isn't, right? He's not African.
Mike got an issue with the biracials.
I'm gonna leave that alone. He's not African American, right? He wasn't raised with his dad.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like there's nothing like he smokes cigarettes. The majority of us don't smoke cigarettes.
Smoke blacks.
Right? You know, like, exactly. We smoke blacks, right? It's like, but it's like
that's racist.
He puts the idea, but you know, Barack Obama, right? If you want to talk about a good black man, right? This is what he looks like. Like, no, that's not what a good black man looks like, right? The majority of us are good, decent black men, right?
Facts.
But the avatars is either you know, Barack Obama or
NBA Youngboy.
And it's like, yo, like that's neither one of those men are us, right? And then everybody like, well, you should want to strive to be, you know, Barack Obama. Yo, I do not want to be raised by my white grandmother without a father. I don't. Right? Yeah. Like, so that's not the ideal situation for a young black man in America to be raised.
And the funny part is both of them are super rich.
Yeah, both of them are super rich, right?
And it's like, nah, I still don't want to be them.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say about Sexy Red. Oh, this is the same security guard. I remember I said this on the pod, and I came in. I said, the baby ain't all that crazy and ignorant. And this was when he was going around shooting, slapping people, running up on people. And I was like, nah, the security guard met him and said, yo, he's highly intelligent, super smart, has a good head on his shoulder. He knows how to be performative.
Yeah.
And I think people laughed in the comments. It was like, whatever. This nigga's shooting people and you saying this? Well, then you start hearing interviews with the baby and you realize like, oh shit, he can actually connect sentences. Remember when we all found out that Plies wasn't stupid?
Yeah.
College educated?
Yeah.
Well, the baby went to college too, just to give y'all a heads up. Shout out to Charlotte. But I feel like Sexy Red, embarrassing to black women. Let me go to the next lady. Meg Thee Stallion. You wanna know why everybody is clocking your box?
You going there?
Oh, I'm going there. When I came on this podcast and I said, when Angela Yee, and I'm gonna say this because I think I actually called her out on this, and it's not that big of a deal. So Angela, don't be mad. I still love you. When Angela Yee was going around saying, yo, this women empowerment music is our response to men saying, you know, being empowered and men going rah-rah. I thought that was a joke. I said it then. I'm here to back up on it. When women, only thing they could talk about is their vagina and talking about how they was finessing men and how they were whatever. Meg Thee Stallion does look kind of wild when you get on the internet and say, why are y'all worried about my box when that's all you've been rapping about?
Yeah. I mean, that's literally the music.
Yeah,
and
to put it sad, and I think I put that in our group chat. I was telling Sierra about it. I'm like, yo, I think it's wild that Meg's latest single was called Cobra. She talked about all the depression and everything she went to, but she still had to over-sexualize herself in a video.
Yeah.
To me, and mind you, we're talking about a college graduate.
Yeah.
Who's starting a program for nurses. Who just went through something traumatic, which me and you both, I think we stayed on Tory head from the moment it dropped until he went to court and said, bruh, you made nothing but bad decisions.
Yeah. Nothing but bad decisions in a row.
But Meg, I think it's embarrassing that you get on there. And, shout out to all the ladies like, oh, when men do it. No, we don't. Let me tell you what men don't do. Do men talk about our dicks all the time? Sure, we'll give y'all that. We don't get on the internet and say, yo, why y'all mad that I keep talking about my dick and why y'all worried about my dick?
I don't know if we talk about our dicks.
We do.
I don't listen to rap music anymore. So
Mike don't listen to rap.
I don't know what's going on.
Kim Kardashian. You got about one more time, sis, to get on and embarrass North on video. I don't know why black women think it's cute right now. And I don't even want Mike because Mike is going to find the reason why they think it's cute right now. Mike, don't even do it. I'm throwing it. I'm not throwing the alley.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I am pulling up at the free throw.
All right. I'm gonna let it go.
Kim Kardashian, every time she gets an opportunity, she shows nothing but videos, and these are clipped, edited, reviewed, approved videos of Northwest being rude. And I think that is so traumatic. I think it's embarrassing. And I think it's embarrassing you doing this to a young black girl who's going to grow up later, and the whole thing is going to be Northwest being rude.
Yeah, Northwest. I mean, you can't really say that about a young kid, but it's gonna be like, yo, Northwest is a B, right?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the narrative. And again, I'm gonna go here though. This boils down to the emotional labor of men, right?
Yeah.
North has a father that has to watch this, right? Mm-hmm. Whether he agree or disagrees, right? He either got to restrain himself from not posting, mm-hmm. right? Or he has to now, try to facilitate the court system, right? He's having to negotiate that this is my daughter online looking like this. Look, and how do you think he feels?
Bro, like shit, because that shit had me hot this weekend. I didn't even put it in the group chat. I was just so mad. And I just put it on Twitter.
I think we're trying to ignore it because I think most of us kind of understand that, this is a split home, right? And then this is what's crazy, right? You wonder why dads do a better job raising their kids than moms raising their kids, right? This is a good example. Kim Kardashian and Northwest. So just a perfect example of a mom that cares less about what that child's future look like and care about the now versus as a father. Like, does anybody think that if Kanye had full custody of his kids that we'd see him on the internet?
Bro, it's no way Kanye gets to make videos of North and constantly saying, yo, she's mean. I want you to say stuff to me nice.
We would do, first off,
rip him.
We don't even think I doubt if he even posts. We learn what Michael Jackson kids look like when he was dead.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, men do not do this to their children. They protect their children. And again, y'all can murder me for this, but this is a good. I mean, not literally murder me because sometimes y'all take things literal. Yeah. But metaphorically, right? Yeah. There's a reason why fathers, make better single parents than mothers. Kim Kardashian and posting her daughter, positioning to her daughter, like to your point, right? This is managed, this is edited, this is approved.
Facts.
And then they're posting this
all the time. And it's embarrassing.
How is it going to affect her?
We're going to see. And then we're going to be mad. And then we're going to blame it on the Kardashian curse. And then it's like,
they're going to do worse than that. They're going to blame it on Kanye.
Oh, well, he done.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to blame it on Kanye. North acts like this because Kanye wasn't there.
Absolutely. Embarrassing to black women. This is me, actually. This is the Standing Up for Black Women segment. That's what I'm going to call it. Last thing. Yo, I watched this Let Us Pray doc, and it's on the Fundamentalist Baptist Church.
Let me Google this.
It's 4 series. It's on HBO Max. It's definitely interesting. A must watch if you think that you had it hard in church, because you learn quickly that you didn't. And we always watch these docs. Whether it's this docs, whether it's the Latter-day Saints doc, whether it's How to Be a Cult Leader docs, which was amazing doc because every episode is about a different religious cult leader. You know what I always realize? It ain't no black people around. And nobody don't never talk about how white supremacy runs so deep in these cult religious cults, that's never got. When I watched this 4 episode, I seen nothing but old white men who got charged with assault, molesting, rape, physical abuse. One dude locked his kid in a closet for like 2 months straight, right?
Yeah.
Like, you watching this, people were killed. You watching this doc and you seeing people going to court and they facing 40 years. You seen one dude, this nigga got charged with rape and he served 2.5 years of a kid. But it's in his church thing. And you start realizing how these people have their own court system, their own police system, how they
I hate to say it's like all of middle America, but like when I read the Dating Divide, I actually need to put that segment on Twitter, like, and go through it chapter by chapter. But when I read this, I believe it stated, and I couldn't believe the stat. It was like 90% of white people live amongst white people.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like, that's insane. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
So 90%, right? Like white people make up 65% of the country, right? 330 million people in this country. So you're talking about 190 million people, right?
Yeah.
Out of 190 million people, they're like, yo, let's just round it off to 200. They're like, only 20 million of them live around other people of color.
Which is wild.
That is wild to think about.
It is. And so, like, I'm watching this and I just kept telling Karina, I'm like, damn, where is, like, I know ain't gonna be no black people in this because ain't but so much we gonna take before we be like, wait a second, what happened? But I was just watching, I'm like, why we don't never talk about the obvious white supremacy in these docs? But it was just definitely interesting. I encourage anybody, go check that out, especially for the, Tuesday and Wednesday on TV suck. But we got basketball. Speaking of sports, let's get into some sports. Did y'all win this week?
Let's run through it. All we do is win.
Oh my gosh. The Panthers fired our coach.
Yeah, I think you're right. Charlotte is the worst sports town in America.
I have New York as number 1. Charlotte is number 2.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because the Knicks, the Giants, the Jets, like all them places up there, Brooklyn, it's so much to allure people there that you can get over the 30%. But they owners, I'm talking about 30% taxes. You can get up, they owners just suck so bad and they have all the allure. But they can't get nobody, they don't ever win. Charlotte, though, we have a loser mentality, whether it's the Hornets, whether it's the Panthers.
Panthers is terrible.
I don't
terrible.
Terrible. It's bad when the 49ers is like the best sports team in the city. And we don't win shit.
The Charlotte 49ers, by the way, not the San Francisco 49ers.
Absolutely, but guess who won another week in fantasy?
Hey, man. Come on, man. Big up yourself.
I won. I'm already going to the playoffs. I think if I win this week, I get a bye week. We did it up. Iman Shumpert. Sad case. I like Iman and Teyana.
I did too.
Teyana Taylor. You know why I like Teyana Taylor? She ain't scared. She's a feisty one. She a box.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that shit because about that. But I like her ascension, right? Like, I mean,
facts.
Like, she as a professional, like she put in the work because like when she first came out, no one really knew who she was. Like, people knew who Iman Shumpert was, and he's not even a star NBA player. We know who Iman Shumpert is. He played with LeBron. But anyway, we knew who he was, right? But Teyana just kept going and going. And like, she has a couple hits. I can't tell you their names, but like when they come on though, they bops.
Teyana has a bunch of hits.
Yeah. So I was like, like watching her ascension. Now
she has a bunch. Teyana, I love you.
Yeah, like now, it's hard to feel bad for Iman when he dunked on dudes, a year ago, talking about, y'all should all women should go over there and date a rich dude, right?
Facts.
So it's hard for me to feel bad for him, but for narcissists to make up 5% of the population, y'all women are married to every last one of them.
Yo,
do y'all get divorced from a man that's just just irreconcilable differences?
Well, they don't know what narcissists mean.
Every man that every woman leaves is like, yo, I had to leave him because he's a narcissist. It's an overplayed excuse. But anyway, I don't. Iman having to go through that and co-parent and all that, I feel bad for him in the sense of like, yo, I hate splitting up homes. But watching that documentary, man, like not his documentary, whatever what do they call a show? What do they call it? Reality TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like somebody had posted clips where like he was talking about their faces and their attitudes and his daughter, and I watched him get checked in his own home, so I'm not really surprised.
Oh yeah,
he's where he's at.
Me either, because that's always been the narrative on Teyana, and I don't know her,
Yeah.
but like that's
I
why
don't do that spicy shit.
Yeah. She's in exactly before they got married. She was known. This is Teyana Taylor when Rihanna was at her height. I'm talking about Umbrella.
Yeah.
I'm talking about It's crazy to think that Rihanna hasn't done music in almost like a decade.
Yeah.
And she has like out of all current artists, you know what I'm saying? She has like 12 number one hits. Drake just broke the record, but just think about that. Like she has so many number one hits. In the height of Rihanna, Teyana Taylor got on Twitter because Rihanna said something slick and she was like, yo, I beat your ass. To put that in perspective, if Ice Spice came out today and said, Taylor Swift, I beat your ass.
Yeah.
Ice Spice doesn't do music no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tiana's been known to do that. When stuff was going down, whether, because she was signed to Kanye, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was known. She was pulling up on Kanye.
But is that part of the problem is that as men, when a woman is attractive, like Tiana's body is probably one of the craziest bodies, out there, right? Is that part of the problem of men is that we don't really fully vet women when we're visually aroused?
I don't know because I it's hard for me to believe Iman didn't know what he was getting into.
But when you see that body though, right? Like it's one of those things you just like
Still, but I mean, he's Iman.
Yeah. I don't know.
I say that because according to her, he was outside. According to me, who believe that all sports people cheat, he was outside. So he could find a chick with that body. They make them. They print them off. They 3D print these bitches now.
Yeah, but
but
that's like a gym body. That's not a lab body.
Oh, I know. We've seen her in the work video.
Yeah, that's a gym body, man. A gym body is a lot different than a Dr. Miami body.
Yeah, facts. But the thing about her has always been there. Like, yo, she feisty. She snaps. She'll punch you in the face. She'll wild out.
Yeah, I'm good on all that.
Yeah. But I do believe, now me personally, I think it's a small percentage of men, but I do believe it's a small percentage of men who are into that.
I agree.
And so maybe he's into that and he cool and he, but Iman ain't no slouch in the sense of he ain't like no pushover.
Nah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He's 6'5".
Yeah. And Tiana's probably 5'6".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a big guy.
He ain't no bitch. Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. But the funny part for me was, yo, y'all got to stop sending y'all girl on these apology my man ain't cheating tours when you out here wilding.
Dude, here's the thing. I would never come on social media and be like, with my wife by my side and be like, yo, let me tell you how amazing I am.
Yeah.
Or let me tell you how amazing she is. I would never do that shit. Look, I don't even post my trips when I go out, right?
You sure don't.
So I'm damn sure ain't posting my woman, right? So it's like, I would never do that, man, because at the end of the day, bro, it honestly looks like that shit always bites you in the ass. Like
Facts.
every single time. It's almost like a bad luck omen.
Absolutely. Last time before we get up out of here, what's your issue with T.I. and King, man?
You know what? So when I first saw it, I was just like, yo, they should keep this thing like in the house. And then I thought about it. I was just like, sometimes it is a rite of passage of, yanking up your son. I don't think you have to.
Facts.
But I do think that it's almost one of those things where, your kid think that they're grown. And as a father, you got to be like.
You ever got yanked up by your pops?
Not yet, pops.
Oh.
Did I ever get yanked up?
Yeah.
You know what? So funny story. Your best friend had did something when he was a child, right? I think I'm way older than my brother. I think I'm like 9 years older than my brother, right? Okay. So I'm like 15, 16 year old, man. And like my brother had broke something or did something, right? My dad came around there and like got up on me for something that my little brother did. Now, I ain't no snitch. So I wasn't like, yo, I ain't do that, right? But like, yo, me and my dad did have we did have alpha lion, beta lion.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the alpha moment? We did have a moment. And one of the things that I never forget, man, is like he knew that like, yo, this little dude, this little strapping dude,
yeah,
this little 6-pack dude.
He ain't scared.
Yeah, he might get me. And yeah. I remember seeing the look on my dad's face, man, and I immediately felt embarrassed. That I made my father feel that way, right? Even though he was wrong, and I was getting in trouble for something that my little badass brother had did, right?
Sound about right.
But I was like, but it always taught me that when two men are under the same roof, that there is going to have to be a hierarchy established, right? But it also taught me that as a man, it is my job. Like I can't say if my son is ever going to step up to me or step up on me. But I'm always going to teach him to be confident and have full autonomy.
Yeah.
But, have enough love so that you can respect and not run into that situation, right? I would have loved if T.I. could have told his son, like, yo, because it's reportedly he was on the field talking shit to the players, to the Saints, to be like, hey, son, get up, come on, man, come up here, right? And for his son to be like, you right, Dad.
Yeah. You know, me and my dad had that moment too. I don't think I would. I might have been like 20, but I was still living at home because I was in college. If I recall correctly, I was still in college. Or I might have been in high school. Either way, I was older. And so, and you know, immediately, I think my dad looked and he was like embarrassed because I think he realized, like, at that moment, I was like, oh, I'm willing to risk it all in this moment to protect myself. I ain't gonna go out like that. Yeah. And it was a thing. It was funny because the next day, my dad, like, he went to work. He's there for 2 hours. He came home. Yeah. He just waited for me to get home just to apologize. And I'm like, bro, don't lose no money over this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just one of those things where I think you do have it. And I think as men, you got to learn, like, you know, as a young boy, as a young man growing up, you do, sometimes when you get frustrated, you don't realize like how blatant disrespectful you may be. Yeah. Even though my situation is different from yours, my dad saw me do something which A, was disrespectful. Yeah. B, he overreacted. Yeah. And in the disrespect. And with that, his overreaction caused me to react a certain way. And it was just one of those things where you grow up and it's like, you know, now I look at it, I don't know about my son. The cool part about me is I get to do a trial run with my nephew first, right? And so I have had to learn how to, okay, bro, hey, that was disrespectful. Now we got to have a conversation as men because, you know, those type of things. You know, I know the conversation with T.I.'s son that we want to have is like, what is this obsession with the hood when you grew up in the suburbs, right? As a young guy who grew up, so I grew up in the suburbs in the 5th grade on. I never stayed outside of that. Even though every time we left the suburbs, everywhere we went after that, besides if I wasn't going to school, we even went to church in the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was different, but I knew, you know, before we even moved to our house, we lived in a 2-bedroom shotgun house, which is still there today, which is funny. It's my great-great-grandmother's home. But I say all that to say, once you go to these private schools, and my last 2 years of high school, I went to a private Christian school. I know y'all, telling y'all I'm a usher. I'm gonna put it like this, bro. When you go to these schools, everybody got money. Showing that you got money means nothing. And I think a lot of times these kids have this thing of, all right, what can I do that this kid beside me don't? Because let me tell you what happened with T.I.'s son. T.I.'s son went to a private school, bro. And he was nowhere near the richest kid in that school. I went to one of the cheaper Christian schools. Yeah. You know, my parents are still paying 10 racks a year for me and my sister to go. Yeah. But it wasn't like they, you know, the kid beside me, you know, when one
was
kid,
a Shaw Latin.
Yeah. One kid,
all the Panther kids and Bank of America CEO kids go. Yeah,
but
I got you.
Like even I wasn't there, but yo, I had a kid. I remember one chick, she told us, we had a conversation, I'll never forget this. They asked her, we was trying to have a conversation why we don't have the most intelligent people running for office, right? And this girl said, well, how much do the president make? And I was like, his ass only make about $300-400 grand. And this girl looked so disgusted. She said, my mom makes that. Ooh. And I remember she said, and she was disgusted. Yeah. So I'm in class with people like that. Let me tell you something. Nobody in my household make that combined, right? Growing up, right? Yeah. You have that, but the kid beside her dad is a race car driver. The kid beside that, their dad owns like one of the biggest doctor offices on the lake, right? You got another kid, we take pilot lessons at this age. Like we believe in starting you off and taking pilot lessons at this young age because we have so many planes. That's why. You know what I'm saying? It's those type of conversations. So I believe T.I.'s kid is going to school where he's not the richest kid. So you can't talk to them like, oh, my dad got the song called 24s when these kids got actual 24s.
I mean, but they still pretty rich. Like his mama rich, right? Like she's a writer. So, you know, she has money, right?
Candy wrote them songs. Tiny didn't write that shit.
I think Tiny's right too.
No.
You know.
And then here's the thing. We got to stop. Musicians lie about how much money they get. Like that is the biggest, especially rappers. Bruh, I remember working. I keep going back to the hotel. I remember watching rappers and athletes who would brag about what they got. They would come to the hotel and they was ordering $20 sandwiches because, especially during that lockout year, niggas didn't have money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this about music, people lie. So the thing that only T.I.'s son know he could reach back is, my dad is Tip. My dad is T.I. None of these kids can say they have to go back to the ghetto or they got a cousin that stay in Fourth Ward.
I'm pretty sure T.I. have not been to the ghetto in 30 years.
Well, these kids don't know that.
Yeah. Like since
you can lie.
Since the 90s, I'm pretty sure T.I. has not been.
But it's
been in the ghetto.
But if you listen to T.I. music, he ain't saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the type of world that you're living in. So it is that obsession of what can I say and also the sad part about T.I.'s son is what they expect from you. I remember I went to a Christian school. I was the only black kid there. Black boy.
But I think parents got to raise their kids like T.I.'s son King, I think is his name. Mm-hmm. King has to have an expectation of himself. Yeah. Right? Like become something, beyond who your father was, right? Become something beyond who your mother was, right? Like become what you want to be in life, right? Yeah. This path was to get us here. Right? Mm-hmm. You could take whatever path you want in the world.
It's hard to do that when you 15, 16 trying to be cool in school.
Yeah, but I think that sometimes goes back to parenting, right? Like, one of the things that I think, it's been said is they spent a lot of time at his grandma's house. I know his mom embarrassed him, was just like, because he could suck his pacifier till he was 12. Like that's a problem. That's a parenting problem, right?
Oh, well, I don't believe neither one of them was best parents.
Yeah. Probably not, right? Now the kids at the grandma's house all the time.
Yeah, well, daddy's in prison because he's a top 10 rapper, top 5 rapper in his era. Yeah. And he got drugs and bullets on him.
Yeah. So I think that plays a role. And I think that should be the conversation that we need to look at ourselves and be like, okay, what kind of example, am I being for my child? Because I think where King is today, being still spoiled at 19 years old, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't pay for that suite. He didn't pay for any of those tickets.
Facts.
I doubt he even drove his car there. He probably even rode with his parents there, right?
Facts.
And then he thought he's standing on business. Bro, no, you're not. You're standing on the shoulder of your parents.
Absolutely. But when it's different worlds out here, man. I realized that when I went to that damn school, bro. I'm like, damn, this is a different world. Because when we left there, bro, we got looked at crazy that we lived in Huntersville. Imagine that. I'm going to school and people are like, yikes, you live in Huntersville?
You in the hood.
Oh.
You're not staying there. What's the spot out there? The Cove?
Yeah.
On the lake. Yeah. You don't live in the Cove?
Facts. It's like, my back then, we talking early 2000s. Yeah. Homes was $200,000-$300,000 in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yikes, you live there?
They're like,
you know what I'm saying? It was like that's what type of time we was on. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know, man. What are we gonna do raising these boys in the suburbs, man? Because we're definitely raising our kids in the suburbs.
You know what it is?
Like, how do we make sure that they understand that black culture isn't a rap video?
You said it, and this is what we can end it here. It's about teaching confidence and it being confident in who you are. Yeah. Because that's what it really is.
You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. You can honestly just be yourself.
Bro,
whatever that looks like.
I was the coolest person in high school, one, because I was me the day I got there. Yeah. Now, it was different when I was in public school because then it's so many factors. Like, they thought that was hard. They thought going to a private school where your kid... if I'm paying for private school, I'm paying for the grades. Yes. Sorry. You remember when we never even spoke about it on the pod when all them people, all them rich white folks got in trouble for paying for grades? What else am I giving you 10
exactly.
racks for?
Exactly.
And so, like, when you get there, it's like when you're in public school, they think that that's like a whole world that they, that is tough. You go to private school, it's not tough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. Thoughts and prayers to the kids. What you got planned this weekend?
Heading out of town. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, cool.
Y'all pray for my safe travels.
Please. I'll be here. I got a episode dropping with Luke this week or this weekend. I'll probably drop it this weekend. If you don't know who Luke is, he signed to J. Cole, signed to Dreamville, Grammy nominated. It's coming out. I didn't even do an intro on the pod with him.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. We just started talking. Nice. But yeah, that's going to drop. Anyway, man. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.